That looks like a great crowd, Darryl.
I'm telling you, they're coming in.
I love it. Uh, I'm going to go ahead and kick it off here since we've got a number of people in and we may have a couple that join late. But I want to welcome all of our TUG members here for our webinar with our newest manufacturing partner or preferred supplier partner, Intelligent Design Manufacturing. I have with us here Darryel Piku. He is spelling challenged. I had to go to the doctor earlier this week, Darryel, and when I called to kind of check in with the lady to say I was going to be there, and she says first name, I said Mark, and she said, "Is that with a C or a K?" And I thought of you because I got to think when you call in for that, they don't ever say, "Is that with an ELL or a YELL at the end of your first name?" Or
It's
a
horrible.
YEL. Never
Yep.
happens, right?
Never.
Never. He was. You can see him on the screen, folks. He's a beautiful man, a good-looking fella. And when he was born, his mom looked at him and said he's going to go through life very easy. So I'm going to give him a screwed up spelling of his name. So he has to mess with that as he goes along in life. But
That's a fact. Thank you.
Darryel, welcome to this webinar. It's put on by you guys, but you've asked me to kind of be the MC or the host or whatever you want to call it. So we want to get right into intelligent design manufacturing. I got to say, I've been in the industry for a long time, and this was a new name to me. So can you give me a background on IDM and where you came from, how you started, and just tell us who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it. Thanks everyone for being here. So like you, I've been in a long time. It seems like once you get into selling toilet bowl cleaner and toilet paper, you can't get out of this industry. We're stuck in it, but I've been in it for 35 years myself.
I've seen people try to leave and they always come back.
Right. So it's recession proof. Then, so Intelligent Design is a manufacturer of floor care equipment, obviously, but our founder is a distributor at heart. He grew up in the distribution arm of the business. He grew up, as a kid repairing machines for his dad and so forth. He currently owns the largest independent dealer in Houston, which is Ridley's, and he had always done some light manufacturing. He started off making air purifiers in the early 2000s and some large vacuum units for his concrete grinders and so forth. But prior to COVID, he said, he sold, I think he told me he sold over 2,500 IMOPs from the time they introduced until late 2019. And he said, this thing's just not working right. It's too flimsy. It's got too many problems. We get so many of them back for repair. I can do something better. So he hired an engineer and they went at trying to design it, and they came up with the only, and still to this day, the only single brush-headed auto scrubber that's a micro scrubber on a stick. We introduced that late 2019, and of course, going into 2020, the pandemic hits, and we're sitting with a lot of equipment and nowhere to sell it. So it took a minute to get started, is the whole point of that. But once, things open up, man, we sold the heck out of these things, and we had some really large customer sales that gave us a lot of valuable feedback. For example, you always say El Paso School District, they bought 600 machines from us. Tupelo, Mississippi, they bought 75. We had a lot of these sales, so we got good feedback. So after about 24 months, we took a step back, got the feedback, and redesigned the machine. And we came out with the X-Scrub Mini. The X-Scrub Mini is my housekeeper at heart, but we have now a cast aluminum housing, a much larger recovery tank, easy to change vacuum motor, easy to access all the components on the machine for that matter, things like that. But also during COVID, we had an issue where, on his distribution side of the business, he could not get machines. And I'm sure all these wonderful tug distributors on here can remember when everybody was on back order on 20-inch auto scrubbers. You couldn't get one. He said, well, I don't understand this. I can get 20-inch auto scrubbers. I just have to make them myself. So we started redesign some machines and came up with 20-inch auto scrubbers, and it has blossomed since then. Today, we're up to 19 different models of auto scrubbers and sweepers and growing. We do everything. We say from mini to mighty. So we go from the 11-inch machine all the way to 340-inch machines. We're getting ready to come out with a 63-inch machine that'll do parking lots and things like that. So, and anything in between. So we've got a legacy in the business. Our manufacturing's relatively new, 5 years, 6 years now, but I guess it's 6 years now. And but we have a tremendous quality control program that we'll get into through this. But that's kind of who we are.
You're jumping ahead. That's
Yeah,
later in the interview. As I read through some things, as we added you as a supplier, and I was doing research on intelligent design. One of the things that kept popping up was operator first design. Can you expound on that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So we truly believe that the machine doesn't do anyone any good if the operator does not like using it. They have to want to use that machine to do their job. Hence, that's how it started with the problems from the iMop to the Mini. But then we got to the 20-inch machines. Like, okay, why do we need a circuit board to lower a deck? Why do we need a circuit board to lower a squeegee when it's simply a foot and hand operation? It's faster, easy. Everything is very intuitive when you look at the operator plate control panel on our machines. It has the user in mind. Pictograms, so there's no trying to figure out what does this button do. There's a picture of what it does. It's very straightforward and simple. We tried to keep the machines as simple as possible.
Excellent. So in your line, I mean, you've mentioned from 11 to, I can't remember the number you used for the biggest one, but 11-inch to the largest.
40.
What talk about the actual product line a little bit.
Okay. So, and everyone, if you have not received, you should be receiving a big white manila envelope with a catalog in it addressed to each tug member. They went out, some went out Friday, some went out Monday, so you should be having them shortly. But when you look at our product line, we have 20-inch, the 11-inch, the 18-inch micro scrubber, the X Scrub Pro, a 16-inch walk behind. Then we get into 20-inch walk behind traction drive as well as pad assist. 26-inch walk behind, 34-inch walk behind. We'll be introducing a 28-inch walk behind in January. On the riders, we have a 20, a 28, a 32, a 40 Versa, a 40 cylindrical, and a 40 disc. And then we'll have the 63 coming on middle of next year as well. We also have rider sweepers, vacuum cleaners, wet dry vacs, and so forth. So we are a very, very complete line. We do not limit, like most of our competitors will say, well, you can be an industrial dealer, but you can be a Janisan dealer, but you can't be an industrial dealer. If you're with one of our competitors, they're not going to let you sell their 40-inch warehouse machines. We do.
So do the machines you sell have options like LED lights and safety beacons and things like that, or do you have to add them on, or are they standard? How does that work?
Yeah. So again, with the end user in mind, upgrades aren't extra with IDM. Upgrades are standard. We only make the machine one way, and that's with everything. So if you're talking about a rider machine, we're going to have the higher end $350 add-on seat. If you're buying it from one of our competitors, it's going to automatically have a beacon on it. The larger machines are going to have, for warehousing, have the blue proximity light that aims down in front of the machine and behind the machine 15 feet. So oncoming traffic will know there's another vehicle coming. Those are all standard features. On our larger machines, raw water wash down hoses to rinse the tank out, standard feature. On our smaller machines, we have larger wheels than our competitors, higher non-marking wheels. Even on our squeegee assemblies, if we look at our competitors, they use black wheels on our squeegee assemblies. Well, you run that through a little stripper solution, you're going to start getting black marks on the floor. We have non-marking neoprene wheels everywhere on our machines. So some of the cost savings we did in manufacturing, we took as many of the control panels out, circuit boards out, we saved some money. We put that into features that would benefit the machine and the operator.
What if you could name one? What would be your flagship machine? What's your number one seller? Your go-to machine?
So our number one seller is the Extra Mini because it's the only thing like it on the market. It's the only auto scrub on the market that can get between the wall and a commode. ADA compliance is 12 inches. It's the only auto scrub that can go in that spot, turn around, and come back out. Uh, you know, it's a machine that MSRP is $3,400, so it's within everyone's budget realm to get to. So that is how we built the company. That was the foundation of it. But as we move forward, I guess the question would be in which category? In Jansan restrooms, yes, the X Scrub Mini. In food service, it could be the Mini or the Pro. In K through 12 schools, it's going to be our 20-inch walk behind and our 28-inch rider. In distribution warehouses, it's going to be the 40-inch cylindrical. In municipal business, it might be for airports, it may be something like the 40 Versa. So it really depends on the category you're talking about.
Huh. Well, I would have thought X Scrub Mini would have been right there, number one.
Well, it is by far number one in units sold without question, because everyone can use it because everyone's got a bathroom. So, you may need that 40 in the warehouse, but you still need the Mini in the bathroom. So, yes, the Mini is certainly one, but we know when you show just that, people don't see the other stuff. In fact, I think I saw Kim Smith's on here, and Kim, thank you. I know you, Rick White called me, our rep in your area, said that when you got the catalog, you were really surprised at the total breadth of our product line, because people tend to pigeonhole us. Oh, that's that company that makes those micro scrubbers. Well, we do a lot more than that.
So let's talk a little bit about just the support system behind IDM. I had one member call me earlier in the week and said, "Hey, I can't be on the call on Thursday, but can you check out a couple of things for me while you're on the call?" One is more of an individual local thing, but the other was kind of important, and that is parts and warranty.
Great question.
And the other side of it is, hey, are you a domestic manufacturer? Is it an import? And I think it's pretty clear it's an import, but that led to the question, how am I going to get parts? Do they stock them? Are they here? Do I have to wait 3 months to get a part to repair a machine? So my end user is down for 3 months while we wait for it. Can you expound on that a little bit?
Absolutely. So, yes, parts are in Houston. If you give us an order for a part at noon, it's probably going to go out that same day. There's nothing we don't have in stock in Houston. Everything comes into Houston. We have our large facility in Houston. We're 200,000 square feet. We're actually in the old Coca-Cola bottling plant in Houston, right on the 610 loop. For those who are familiar with Houston, it's a pretty prominent building there, and we have everything in stock. While we do manufacture abroad, all of our engineering and design is done here in Houston. We have a tremendous QC department. Every machine that goes out, save the Mini, we don't do it on every single Mini that goes out, but every machine from the 16-inch on above gets run and tested fully before it leaves our facility. When you get one of our machines, it's going to have a hang tag on it telling you that it was QC'd. If you live in the north at this time of the year, there's going to be a note on it that says there's winterizer in that machine because water was added to it. So run the winterizer through it before you get it on the floor, because everything is QC'd. Which brings us to the flip side of that warranty question, which is industry standard. In the floor machine manufacturing industry, standard is about a 4% warranty work on machines. We just ran our numbers December 1st. So for the first 11 months of the year, we came in at a 0.2% warranty claim on machines sold. That is tremendous. We're,
so
half
I'm
of
not
1%
good at math,
but
that's 2 out of 1,000, right?
Correct. We are so low on warranty, it's unbelievable.
Okay. And
that's because of our tremendous quality control. You know, we do it all in Houston. You're not going to get a machine that came out of the box. You know, there's a lot of controversy. I know one of your questions we talked about the other day was someone said about the parts wall. I know someone who bought a machine, they couldn't get parts for it. Well, it wasn't our machine. We drilled down to it. There, you can buy a machine that looks very much like ours online on Alibaba or one of the other sites, and it'll tell you, you know, you can buy them anywhere from $900 to $1,500. And it looks very similar to ours. Well, when you pull the specs up, well, you see that machine weighs 25 pounds. Ours weighs 53 pounds. Obviously, it's not the same machine. It's complete plastic machine. You know, we have cast housings, dual motor. There's a single motor. All these different things. So when you look closely at it, I invite people. You know, if you have any questions, let us know. We have comparison tech sheets so you know you're comparing apples to apples when a customer asks about it. And our machines are very unique. No one else has our machines, so you can't say, "Oh, that's just like so and so's." No, it's not. We do our engineering. It's not just like so and so's.
What a number of our folks are involved in bidding and competing with people on the street. What is your philosophy or IDM's philosophy on pioneering, bidding against other people? If they commit to you and have floor stock and they're sitting there selling your equipment, what are they going to run into from the standpoint of other distributors selling your equipment head to head?
So, as we said before, our founder is a distributor at heart. He is a distributor. We believe in distribution, and we want to protect our distributors. So, if you bring us in and register that, hey, we're doing a bid for XYZ school district, we're going to make sure that you have protection. The way we do that is quite simple. We give everyone who wants to bid it the same price, because I don't want to wear any silver bracelets for breaking any laws. But the guy who's doing the pioneering work is going to get a installation rebate and a demo rebate that distributor will be able to know what it is ahead of time and be able to take that into consideration when pricing his bid. And that's something we'll work on. You know, for example, when I did the El Paso bid, it went out for 2 different bids for 300 units. We had a lot. Everybody and their brother came out of the woodworks to bid on this. You know, it was $1 million bids, and they got, in that case, they got $150 a unit installation rebate that they were able to use for their pricing structure. And of course, that distributor won the bid, as it should be.
Excellent. Well, I mean, I think this has been a kind of a give and take. I said that's I think a great answer from the standpoint of our membership. It's been a good give and take here. What if you could say one thing in parting, and then we'll try to open it up for questions. Jim Keogh, you're on here. I don't know whether we want to do it where you unmute people, or if you have them put it in the chat. We'll certainly open it up for questions for Darryel. I'm not very smart, so I can't answer anything. But if kind of as your closing statement, what would you say to our membership to compel them to look at your line as their kind of their flagship line to sell equipment?
So you're going to get support the way distributors used to get support. And I say that because I've been in the business long enough, and I've been with other manufacturers. I've been involved with the United Group in the past. You know, back when foam soap first came out with Deb SBS, I was with them then and left before the merger. So don't blame me for that, folks. I saw the writing on the wall. But, you know, we'd go out, we do demos. We're with you. I have reps in just about every market. Some direct company reps. In some markets we do use independent manufacturers reps, but we're getting better at having direct people everywhere. We pull up with a truck and a trailer, and we can train your staff. We can show your staff how to make a lot more money selling equipment. We're going to give you better margins than our competitors, and we're going to be there for you. And that's not just lip service, that's reality. And the people in the group who've dealt with us, I think will test to that. And so that's really what we are. We want to do business the old-fashioned way, on handshakes and honesty, and with good quality equipment that you're going to be proud to bring in. You're going to be proud to bring it to your customers, and proud to have us in there with you.
Well, that was pretty good. I feel like I want to walk up and get baptized right now. But it did, sorry, that did bring a question to my mind, and that is how do you go to market? Who sells your stuff? Do you have direct people? Do you have manufacturers reps? And then tagging on to that, are you selling on Amazon? How are our members going to be competing with online people selling your product? But just how do you do that?
Okay, so first we have direct factory reps in the field, and we have manufacturers rep agencies. Their job is to sell through distribution. So we want everything sold through distribution as much as possible. We do very, very little direct business. The only direct business we ever do is when we do NRA, the National Restaurant Association show. We have independent restaurateurs that'll buy from us on the floor of the show. We ask them who they buy their supplies from, and if there's a dealer that we have in the area, we're going to run that backwards through the dealer. As far as online goes, we do have customers who sell online, but our MAP pricing is our MSRP. Jim is very, very good at enforcing that. We do not allow discounting online. And if someone sees it, it pops up, and we're checking it constantly. It has to be MSRP. That's where we're at. So no one can advertise cheap machines online. We don't allow it.
Okay, excellent.
But we can't control someone not being able to sell online, because everyone's got a website.
I think that's the right answer, Darryl. Darryel. I think it's the right answer.
Thank you.
All right, Jim. I see you put something up in the chat about Q&A. If anybody wants to ask anything, and we'll also, if you can unmute people, if they want to unmute and they want to ask a question live, please open that up, because I think we've covered most everything.
Kim just asked if Darryl would repeat the distribution protection policy again. He missed that part.
Okay.
It's probably Kim's nap time.
So if you register a school district, for example, or a hospital chain or nursing homes, what have you, as we discussed, we don't want to police every church and daycare center on the street. Oh, I demoed that guy 6 months ago type situation. But anything where which is going to go for public bid, certainly, or any other large opportunities, we are going to register that. You can send me an email, send Laura an email, what have you, that we've done this demo. Hopefully you've asked for one of our reps to come in with you and do the demo. That makes it really easy, because we were there in person. And then when the bid actually goes out formally, everyone's going to get the same price. But the person who registered that bid with us is going to get a rebate. They're going to know ahead of time what that rebate is, an installation rebate, so that they can put that into their pricing decision when they quote it. Now, we've never had it happen where someone did not get the bid when they bid it properly. So, if you were to take that into consideration, and someone really just undercut you, we would probably just pay you that rebate anyway, because you did the work. We've never had it happen. So as long as people are bidding accordingly, we should be fine.
And there's a button at the top. Good answer. Thank you. There's a button at the top that says for raise your hand. If you want to raise your hand, I can turn your microphone on if you have a question.
Don't be shy.
Charles Adams doesn't have a question?
Shocker. I'm showing a red dot on my chat.
Yeah, me too.
But
an unread message.
Hang on, it's coming up here. Let's see. That might have been Kim's. It's Kim saying that. Yeah, that was Kim's question. Anybody else have a question? I don't want to cut it off with anybody going away not feeling like they were fully informed.
Guys, I'll just throw something else out there while waiting.
Thank you, Kim. This is coffee, not whiskey. I promise. It's not noon yet.
If I know that Laura and Monica from our customer service department have been reaching out, calling you guys, trying to get appointments set up for our field reps to come in and present the line to you. And that's what we want to do. We want to come in and present the line to you. You're not going to be getting a hard sales pitch about asking for stocking orders. We want to present the line to you and find out which customers you have where you think this would be a good fit for us and how we can make that happen. And so a couple people jump in here.
That was Charles
Jim,
saying you answered everything yesterday.
One more question there.
Bruce Budak says, how do we connect with your local IDM rep? Bruce is in, where are you, Bruce? In Minneapolis, I believe, right?
So we have coverage everywhere. Some guys got to drive a little further. Minneapolis being one of those towns he's got to drive a little further from. But Rick White covers that territory. And Jim, anybody who needs something, they can email me directly. Make sure everyone should have my email contact information in the TUG package. But reach out to us either through the website or what have you, and we'll set an appointment to come out to you. Most of the times we can get to you within 48 to 72 hours. It may be, if we've got a travel conflict, it may take a few more days, but we'll make it happen. If you're in the Atlanta metro, New York, Baltimore, Houston, Dallas, St. Louis area, Los Angeles, Seattle, we have people in all those markets. So if you're outside of those markets, it may take a little bit for us to get to you, but it won't take long.
Very good. Yes, Bruce is in Minneapolis. I was 99% sure that was accurate. Anybody else have a question? Well, Darryel, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you guys so much.
Spending some time with us. Jim, thanks for hosting and doing all the background work. I think you all have great opportunities here within the TUG network of distributors, and we look forward to getting to know you better, supporting your line, and if there's anything we can do for you all, just let us know.
Great. And I'll tell you, guys, coming up, I know.
Wait,
it's good.
Darryel,
go ahead.
Somebody just asked, what are your freight policies?
Our freight policies are 3 machines, any 3 battery operated machines ship free. So 3 minis, you can mix and match. It doesn't matter. As long as they're battery operated machines, 3 ship free. One of the closing things I wanted to say was that I know you have your TUG conference coming up in Denver. I believe, is that in March, correct?
No, it's in April, but you're close. You're only 1 month off.
Okay. We're going to be there. Please sign up for us. I beg you to take 10 minutes and, if you haven't had someone visit you face to face, let's make it there. And if you haven't, we'll probably have some kind of deal for you.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Darryel. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, all the TUG members. We appreciate you. And we hope you all have a nice day and a great holiday season. And if you need anything from me, make sure you reach out to me. And if you need anything from Darryel, I'm sure we're going to make this. I think Jim has been recording this. It's going to be available on the TUG website. And we'll be able to, you'll be able to look at it again, and our other members will be able to look at it. But just if you have any questions, make sure you reach out. Everybody have a great weekend and a great holiday season.
Thank y'all so much. Have a great day. Take care.
See y'all.